It's December 20th, 2024, and we're back with just a little bit of shrinkflation this week. A quiet week, a nice quiet week going into the holiday season. Just a little bit of things to get mad about. I promise this time this will actually probably be the shortest This Week in Shrinkflation video I've done. So let's go ahead and look at this. Market Pantry's coffee, new packaging. Went from 48 ounces to 40.3 ounces with the canister staying the same size. So this is classic, perfect example of shrinkflation, especially since it says right on the package, new roasting process delivers a great tasting cup of coffee using lighter weight coffee grounds. Okay, so what does that even mean? First of all, I don't really know if that's possible necessarily. I doubt they're actually using like way stronger beans or whatever. That's the only way I could see that working. Otherwise, I don't think a roasting process is going to change that too much. Second of all, yes, it feels like that's an excuse for the fact that it weighs 8 ounces less. Um, but you can make the same amount of coffee from it because they're lighter weight grounds. That would be the idea, I guess. Of course, on the shelf it says 48 ounces. I'd love to kind of see the nutrition facts. I don't have access to those to see how many cups of coffee you're supposed to get out of this, since these are lighter weight coffee grounds. You would presume you could make more cups of coffee with the same amount of grounds, but I doubt that you could. It's just a huge trick. The new roasting process label on there is just to get you to think, it's new and it's cool and not notice that there's a difference. Unfortunately, somebody caught them in the middle of the transition, so we got to see both sides and see how Market Pantry is doing, which is Target. In case anybody didn't know, it's the Target brand. So even the nice Target brand that you might have switched to because Folgers was too much is now fucking you over. So that's good. Rejoice, the tide of shrinkflation has turned. We've received 20 grams extra of Doritos. So this, I think, is in Canada. I don't know if it is exactly, or in the UK, because it's in grams. But they're starting to do that here too. They're starting to put in a little bit more chips, bonus bags that say like, hey, this is a bag that's got 20% more, or something like that, or like an extra. It's always a percentage. It's weird that they do grams in like the UK and stuff, because they don't say like another ounce, because nobody would really understand that. I don't think people would be like, another ounce, who gives a shit? But 20% more, that's something that people understand. But here, yeah, 20 grams more chips to share. That's not even one freedom unit, according to this guy. But I was trying to see how much 20 grams really is. This guy says 20 grams is what, like 10 chips? I don't even know exactly what 20 grams is in terms of Doritos chips, but yeah, I would say probably under 10 chips. Maybe 12 chips total extra in the bag to share for everybody. Thanks, Doritos. Godiva, a premium brand from Belgium, Belgian chocolate that you want to pay more for to get a nice Christmas gift for somebody. A nice chocolate selection as a nice Christmas gift. You open up the package, and this is what you get. You get a bunch of empty plastic space. The packaging is amazing. I understand that they want to have some room for the chocolate. You could argue that. But clearly the three in the middle are designed, or, not just the three in the middle, but that design of the three in the middle and a couple on the sides of just the dimpled edges, the planes going down, a complete waste of space just there solely to not look empty when there's no chocolate there, is fantastic. Whenever you see designs like this, you obviously know they took some chocolate out and they're trying to fill the space. Or they took some product out and they're filling the space with plastic. Great for the environment, great for you, great for everybody. Everybody loves being tricked, and that trick not only costing you as a consumer more money, but also fucking over the environment to give Godiva an extra couple cents. So, congrats to Godiva, good job. Tide. Here we are again, Tide, the never-ending story of Tide. I don't know if you should even buy Tide anymore. Somebody in my comments said you can make your own laundry detergent. I'm really thinking about doing it, even though in my mind that sounds insane. I've thought about it because really the fact that these laundry detergents, specifically Tide, can basically change whatever they want, and they word it in such a way that you can never really know what you're actually getting. Because we have here a shrunken bottle from 92 to 84 fluid ounces that does 64 loads. I've had a similar situation in the past couple weeks that was also Tide, I'm pretty sure. Similar concept, though, of the bottle is shrinking, but they're claiming it does the same amount of loads. Now, you can presume that there's better concentrated formula in there, but we can't tell that. Nobody would ever be able to know that. There's no indication of that on the bottle. The only person who would know would be somebody who would test it. And then we also know that they fuck with the lid in terms of how much soap is 1 bar, 2 bars, 3 bars, 4 bars on the little plastic lid. And they can change that all the time to change the amount of loads. There's a layer of lies. There's just layers of shrinkflation here that make it impossible for them to technically get caught unless somebody was like a chemist that got a hold of 2 different bottles and could do a lot of tests that would cost money. So that's never going to happen. Double stuff my ass, very funny. 35 rewards for that. Don't mind if I do. Again, very funny. Don't read any of this on the side. The point is, Oreo, this is double stuffed now. This is what Oreo considers to be double stuffed. This Oreo, which is very clearly in my mind a regular Oreo. I look at that and I think, oh, that's an Oreo. No, this is supposed to be a double stuff, and regular Oreos basically have, tiny, tiny bit of cream. This is normal now. Double stuff is normal. Normal is small. We need triple stuffs. We need quadruple stuffs, which quadruple stuffs are now double stuffs. You see the point. Oreos just never ends. This is an interesting one because we have here one of my old favorites. I used to love getting chocolate-covered macadamia nuts. I still do. They're just too expensive for me to buy. But interesting Christmas gift. I've gotten it before, and I love it. If anybody wants to buy me some, I'm cool with that. But you can see here on the outer sleeve of this Hawaiian Host Aloha macadamia nuts, the outer sleeve says 8 pieces, and the outer sleeve is like a holiday-themed outer sleeve for Christmas. The inner sleeve is the middle picture, which says 7 pieces, and you only get 7 pieces. But this person bought this with the outer sleeve that very clearly says 8 pieces. And obviously by the packaging we were just discussing, it went from 8 to 7 because they could easily fit 8 in here. They just redesigned the plastic to use more space, which is hilarious. But this one is next level. I feel like maybe there could be some legal action on this one if somebody had the money and the gumption to sue, because they are labeling something as 8 pieces and they haven't swapped it out like they're supposed to with this sleeve. It is the definition of false advertising. So let's move on. Raising Cane's, interesting one. A lot of people have been shitting on them lately based on the quality of the chicken, which has seemingly gone down. I haven't gone in a while. I used to like Raising Cane's, but these pictures of chicken tenders, chicken strips, that ostensibly you're paying like $1.50 each for, or maybe even more, $1.75 each for, and they're that tiny, they're basically chicken nugget size. I don't remember them being this small. Paid $40 for lunch. I don't doubt she paid $40. But it probably was like for 2 or 3 Raising Cane's meals, because Raising Cane's is expensive. Like the 4-piece meal around me is like $11.99 or something like that. But 40 might be a little hyperbolic. But the point is, this is just trash, and it's a common theme on this subreddit and in general that Raising Cane's quality is not quite where it should be, considering how much they charge for chicken strips. And I appreciate everybody posting like this. You should. If you get some fucked up shit, if you get something like this, post about it, complain about it. That's what we need. And now we're going to get to perhaps one of the worst shrinkflations in a long time. Coca-Cola, in their great wisdom, the Coca-Cola company has decided that 16.9 ounce bottles which have been the standard for, let's say, forever, and 20-ounce bottles, which have been the standard for, let's say, I don't know, forever. It's not forever, but basically as long as I've been alive. And now they have 12.9-ounce bottles at the checkout instead of 20 or 16.9 ounce. We're down to 12.9 ounce, a completely brand new size and a brand new bottle shape to go along with it. Not 12 ounces because it has to be a little bit more than a can, which is 12 ounces. So it's 12.9 ounce bottle for you to take. And I presume the reason they're doing this is because then they can keep it at what's basically the same price of what the bigger bottles used to be. Like at checkout, it used to be like $198 for a 20-ounce bottle. Now they're like, hey, it's $188, but it's 12.9 ounces. Screw you, essentially. It's crazy. It's just blatant ripoff. But it's a new bottle at a great price. You get 4 ounces less for like 10 cents less. So the math does not work in your favor. It's horrible. And it's a fucking horrible thing to do. And never buy checkout bottles of soda anyways. But this is trash. Like, they really know that they can screw you because the only time you're going to get a checkout bottle is when you just like have a craving and you want a soda and you see it at the checkout. They know they can get you that way. And now it's a 12-ounce bottle. I could drink this bottle in one sip, I think. Like, if I was craving a soda and I got this bottle, it would be gone before I got to my car, before I was done checking out, and that's a shame. So finally, we're going to end this, again, hopefully short video with Sardines at Little. Little, I think, is in Germany or the UK or Europe somewhere. But this is very interesting in terms of how they're doing their shrinkflation. If you look on the back, because you can't really tell. It's just sardines and sunflower oil. It's a slightly different like color scheme on the package, but you can see here the energy kcal. Half a can contains 5% of the reference intake, and half a can contains 12%. And then you can see this one says high in protein, and this one says source of protein. Okay, now how much do you want to bet that the difference here is? I actually couldn't tell you what the difference is until I looked at it. It's sunflower oil. They added more oil and took out sardines, and presumably added more water, which is not like on the list. Just based on the weird nutrition facts, because when you add oil, you would think it would be more fattening, but it's not necessarily according to their nutrition facts. But yeah, you used to get 72% sardines, 27% sunflower oil, and then salt. Now you get 70% sardines, 29% sunflower oil, and salt. So yeah, this is just fun things for everybody. The net weight's the same, but the drained weight is 2.4 grams less. So it's just a nice reduction of 2.4 grams of sardines. But instead of just taking 2.4 grams out and letting that be known, they decided to add some oil and hope that nobody noticed. But this guy noticed. And little Great Britain, a house, little Ireland, you've been called out by me. So that sucks for you guys because you're going to get probably 0 complaints. But yeah, that sucks. That's terrible. Less sardines, more oil, less calories. Doesn't really make sense. Bunch of BS. And if you like sardines, I don't really know what else you can do. Like, I don't know how many brands of sardine cans there are. But I guess you can't even buy the store brand. You can't even trust the little store brand to help you out. So, yeah. When somebody says that you should switch to a store brand to solve your grocery store woes, to save money in a condescending manner, like an asshole, tell them that they also do the same shit. And we need something else. We need some change here. And that's that. And I'll see you all next week.